Guys, hello. Sorry I haven't been posting. The week has been kind of hectic, but you know what? No excuses. Let's just jump right into it. We have a lot to talk about, and they're all very different things. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that it is official that there will be no international spectators at the Olympics. So only people from Beijing or in the Beijing area can go to the Olympics, which honestly, I'm not going to say defeats the purpose, but it takes away the Olympic grandness, which I was wishing we were going to get back with these Winter Olympics, since the last Olympics had no spectators. At least this time we're going to get some spectators, and I was hoping that our ladies and men's and pairs and dancers were going to get to have a more Olympic experience. But 2022 is just going to be a stressful time more than anything. So having no international spectators might actually ease the pressure. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know. The second thing I want to talk about is that in the Junior Grand Prix circuit, Minsha Kim is a junior who definitely is the rising star for the ladies in Korea, barely missing the podium at her last Junior Grand Prix event when she fell out of her layback in the last half of her program. However, the sad news is that it's been announced that she has withdrawn from the Junior Grand Prix, allegedly due to injury, which honestly kind of sucks because I'm really rooting for any other country that can battle the Russian ladies at this point. And having South Korea have a comeback, have a new star or stars is something that I would love, especially considering that South Korea is killing it everywhere with K-pop and K-dramas. I mean, Squid is everywhere. Having them dominate figure skating again, which hasn't really happened since Yoona Kim, would be just icing on the cake. And really hope that Minsha Kim recuperates and can come back to competition, because everybody really wasn't impressed by her and her skills, and hopefully her withdrawing does not mean that we have seen the last of her yet. Moving on to probably the thing that most people wanted me to talk about, it's Gabby and Guillaume are back. And can I just say that I love their short program? Their short program with the whacking and the intricate dancing and even the music edit, I freaking love it. The one thing is that Guillaume's pants are kind of distracting. That bubble butt is pulling focus, my man. And if you don't know what whacking is not the same as voguing. It actually predates voguing by a decade. Whacking was developed in the gay clubs of LA in the 70s. Meanwhile, voguing came out of ballroom culture in the 80s in New York. And the fast movement of the arms, which is what they call whacking, kind of just adds another level of difficulty for Gabby and Guillaume, which I don't know if they're going to be rewarded as much as I think they should point-wise for this arm choreo. I mean, hopefully, because it really is hard to be in sync with such sharp, fast movements. But they already have to be so much in unison that them keeping it up with the whacking and being so in sync with each other just makes it all the more impressive. I have no doubt in my mind that they can do this, and it's another level of difficulty that just baffles me. Regardless of the difficulty and the bubble butt distraction, it's innovative and I really, really like it. It's like two not straight people bringing not straight culture onto the ice, and I love that. And it's definitely going to become an Olympic moment. I can already see it. It has a high chance of going viral, and I think that's kind of what they're hoping will happen. Their free program, I will say, did not hold my attention as long as it should have. I think they need to change their free program, or they need to spice it up somehow. It feels long, which is never good. It's never good. Now, the second thing that people wanted me to talk the most about, the Japan Open. And all I have to say is everybody bow down to our queen Wakaba. Wakaba, Wakaba, Wakaba. Literally, Wakaba winning makes everything right in the world. Her triple axel is astounding. Like, literally the best triple axel I've seen. Like, her triple axel, the power that she has is insane. The Lion King program, all the dresses, including Wakaba's, were amazing, just showing that Japan and Korea is where the aesthetic for figure skating dresses is at. Kaori, the sunshine of my life, had a cute little fall at the end of her program, and it was adorable. I also liked her programs, but honestly, I don't remember much besides Wakaba. Like, there was no program that really stuck in my mind besides Wakaba's, if I'm being completely honest. There were other girls that I enjoyed. I am so sorry I did not write down their names, but I'll put them on the screen right now. Everybody was pretty enjoyable, like really enjoyable. The problem is that the only three Japanese ladies that I'm attached to is Wakaba, Kaori, and Rika, and Rika was not in this Japan Open. Then Shoma, who was kind of like the main guy here. We did not have Yuma, Kage Sugiyama, which I was looking forward to. But Shoma Uno, who had planned 5 quads, ended up landing 3 of the 5. Can't remember if they were completely clean quads. I did love his costume. I believe we've seen this costume before, but I freaking adored it. And I do think the Japan Open kind of made everybody remember is like, oh wait, Japan exists. Like Japan might have a chance to medal at the Olympics. Like Japan is the best argument for one of the Tuberideze girls not making it to the podium, because everybody's been talking about Tuberideze sweep, which there is a possibility to happen, but I don't think it's set in stone, especially given how the Tuberideze girls, all of them, are not really performing as perfectly as we all anticipated they would at the beginning of the season, which is normal, but I think the hype was so high that now everybody's kind of like, wait, Tuberideze sweep? So Japan really is bringing it on, and if Wakaba does not get to the Olympics, I swear to God, I think Wakaba and Kaori are like definitely gonna be there. Shoma, of course. Yuzuru, where are you? I don't know where Yuzuru Hanyu is. I'm sure, there's no doubt in my mind he's gonna be there, but I miss you. Where are you, man? And yes, Japan has 3 spots, the USA has 3 spots, and of course Russia has 3 spots for men's. So Yuma, Yuzu, and Shoma seem like the pretty clear options to me. And for the ladies, Kaori, Wakaba, and the third one is kind of wide open for me right now. And I am kind of okay with them as long as those go. But I swear to you, if Wakaba does not get there, I feel like the Japanese Federation is not always rooting for Wakaba as much as Wakaba deserves it. And that makes me stressed. Kaori is definitely going to get there. They love Kaori. But also, who doesn't love Kaori? Look at her. Look at her. Then we need to talk about the little Tuberideze girls. Junior Tuberideze lady, Sofia Katieva, has broken Kostonaya's short program record, which I think was the short program record for the Junior Grand Prix, or just for the juniors. I can't remember now if it's like the all-time short program record for anything or just for the juniors, but I know she broke Kostonaya's record. And she's also the first lady to land a triple axel and 3 quads in a single program. So Akatieva's coming in strong, and as always, when there is a big flame, the thing I'm most worried about is that it's gonna burn out quick. Please, Akatieva, take care of your body, of your back, of your freaking soul at this point, because I am terrified of any Tuberideze girl just breaking at any moment. I do have a bad feeling that we're gonna see one of the girls, one of the contenders for the senior Tuberideze ladies kind of break in their way to the Olympics, and I have my prediction about who it might be, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to manifest it. Then, in the most random news that you never thought would ever happen because it's so random you couldn't even think of it happening, the second part to the Panama Papers, the Pandora Papers, which is basically the papers exposing all the billionaires and millionaires moving their money into offshore accounts so they don't get taxed. One of those millionaires is a figure skater, skating legend Elvis Stoico, involved in the Pandora Papers, and Skate Canada signed off on this moving of money to offshore accounts. Like, what? Like, excuse me? Like, Elvis Stoico, first of all, I did not know you had that much money. He released a statement saying that he didn't know anything was wrong with that his lawyer, who he trusted for many years, who I believe is now deceased, kind of advised it to him, and so he did it, and he doesn't really care where his money is, apparently. Good for you that you don't care where your money is at, because apparently you got a lot of it, and Skate Canada signed off on it. So, are we surprised about Skate Canada being involved? Not really. Am I surprised that this even happened and that now people like Stephen Colbert are talking about Elvis Stoico? You know, I want figure skating to be in the pop culture, but not in this way. Elvis, you're bringing us all down. And then, finally, the Ice Age episode with Medvedeva and Sagitova aired. We had the awkward interview, which was just amazing. Love seeing that. We had the fall in 4K, in HD. Did not love that. I do like their dynamic though. I think they do kind of vibe off each other. And also, Tanya Milokin, who is the partner of Evgenia, just got a tattoo of a teddy bear with a ponytail heel and ice skates. And at the bottom, in one of the boots, said Zheka. And many people think it's about Zhenya Medvedeva, like it's a cute way of saying her name. Because Medvedeva, that last name, comes from the Russian word bear. Thus, a lot of her fans call her Bear. Literally, one of her fan clubs is called Moon Bear because of Sailor Moon and her last name Bear. And so her nickname is Zhenya. A nickname to Zhenya is Zheka. So I don't know, man. I respect it if you got a tattoo of the one and only Evgenia Medvedeva, but that is a giant tattoo. So hopefully they stay friends for a long time, because if not, that's gonna be awkward. And yeah, that's really all I have to say.
The next day.
Recording again. Things have happened, and every time I'm going to record again, another thing happens. So you know what? I'm just talking about everything that's happened all the way to today. If something else happens, I don't care. I'm uploading this video because it's been a minute since I uploaded a video. The things that happened first, let's go chronologically. So Medvedeva and Sagitova fans are at each other's throats again. And at this point, that should not even be news because they're always at each other's throats. But what happened is that Tanya Milokin, who is the partner for Evgenia Medvedeva, who just in my other recording, we talked about the fact that he got a tattoo with an allusion to her on his leg. Well, they were getting asked questions after the latest episode, and of course, clickbait titles, reporters wanted to ask about Alina Sagitova, and Evgenia said a very well professional response, which was, it's normal for her to be interviewing me. I hope she gets more success in her career. She's already doing great, etc. Blah, 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 blah. While she was talking, Danya, her partner, behind her was mouthing the words, she doesn't like her, she doesn't like her, trying to make a joke. And the reporters laughed and Evgenia looked confused because she didn't see what happened. And of course, that blew up and became like news, and I knew that people were going to ask me to talk about it, so I had to talk about it. What do you think about it? I think he was trying to make a joke. I think he's not going to make that joke again. I'm sure that if Kenya told him in very harsh words, do not do that shit again because you're getting me into shit, it might be funny to you. And it was definitely funny in the moment for you and the reporters, but it's not funny for the fans. And a lot of people got mad at him, and then the fans got mad at each other, and same old shit. Even the cars outside are mad. Sorry for the noises in the back. Then, also, in the midst of all of this, Plushenko decided that he has had enough with journalists and he is going to make his own YouTube channel for figure skating news, which I'm sure are going to give him a great review every single time, but figure skating news in general, hosted by Elena Radionova, which is like, what is happening? What is going on? I swear to God, these people really try to put it up dramatics times 1,000, because what? Honestly, gonna be very fun to watch. And it's hosted by Elena Radionova, and if you do not know who that is, she was on the same kind of era and circuit as when Evgenia Medvedeva was in her peak, and because of it, she didn't really have all the spotlight on her. She was usually second or third, but she was very passionate on the ice and always gave a performance that was amazing. And she retired a while ago, but didn't say that she retired until maybe a year ago. And yes, basically he says, finally it happened. Our team was so tired of reading fake news that we decided to open our own YouTube channel, Angels of Plushenko evening show, every week with the beautiful Elena Radionova. All exclusive from the Angels of Plushenko, and not only here but now on our YouTube channel, link in the profile. Subscribe and find out exclusive news only from us. We will definitely not deceive you. I mean, we're gonna keep an eye on this. Who knows what news they're gonna break. Plushenko usually loves playing with the media, even though he shades on them all the time. He loves giving crazy quotes and has said in the past that it's good for figure skating to have so many controversies because it keeps it relevant and it keeps it fresh and interesting for viewers. So I feel like this YouTube channel is definitely gonna be the way that he's gonna attack other people. And having Elena Radionova say it, whatever crazy thing Plushenko is going to try to put out into the world, is going to be interesting, to say the least. And I wonder how they're going to talk about other general news that's not them. Because I know they're going to be very positive about them. But I wonder how they're going to talk about the Tuberideze girls. And I really hope that Elena Radionova watches herself, because the Tuberideze fans are crazy. And if she says anything negative about any of those girls, she's going to get attacked. So I hope that she knows what she's getting into. And I hope this channel is something good for the figure skating community. Moving on. As I'm editing the video, I realized that today is the first day of the Finlandia Trophy, which supposedly, if my calculations are correct, is the first time that we're going to see Kostornaya at the Finlandia Trophy. However, today, the day of recording, only the men's, the pairs, have gone. And there have been some requests for me to talk more about men. So here we are. And let's just start with the fact that my baby Jason Brown is back with Centerman, and everything is right in the world. Besides that one jump where he had like a wonky landing, I think he looks great. I think he did really well. I think he was proud of himself. himself. I think Tracy looked immensely proud of him. His costume, always magnificent, and I think he's looking good. You know, he's not looking in top shape, but that's fine because we don't want him to peak too early. But besides that, this was amazing, and I'm so happy to see him again. I missed him, and I really do wish him to have one of the best seasons and be supremely set up for the Olympics. Mikhail Koloda, let's talk about it. Is anybody else bored with this program? I don't remember if this is Masquerade or what it is called. I don't think it is Masquerade, but he had a fall, which is not great, and he doesn't look confident. When he's jumping, when he's on the ice, he looks nervous, and even after the performance, he looked dissatisfied with everything, with himself, with life, with how the performance went. He looks really out of breath. I don't know, Mikhail Koloda is not really on my radar right now, and the fact that the first time I see him now in the season, he's looking a little bit shaky, makes me a little bit worried. You know, we know that his main problem is mentally. He can do the jumps, but I do not see him having his mental game together right now. Hopefully that will get better throughout the season. Then we have to talk about my other freaking baby. Oh my god, this was so scary. Donovan from Mexico. I was so excited to see him, and I was here for him, and then he had one of the worst, the most scary falls I have ever seen in figure skating. I think he cut himself with his chain, or maybe the ice is just that hard and aggressive. He ended up bleeding so much by the end of the program. He had this fall where because he hesitated, he literally fell on his face, specifically on his chin, without any support from his hands, and he ended up just bloody by the end of the program. And you know what? He recovered very well. He did not let that fall affect the rest of his performance and his energy, but it was scary and hard to see. I really wish Donovan to do better and to be more confident in his jumps. Because I feel like, kind of like Mikhail Koloda, it's a lot of mental things. I feel like if he gets the right technician in there and the right mentality, he will go so far. And seeing him like this right now was not great. Then we have the man who led all of the men's on the first day of the Finlandia Trophy, Keegan Messing. Keegan has never been my cup of tea. Maybe there's some Keegan stands out there. I'm so sorry. But he's never really been my cup of tea. But the one thing I will give to him is he always looked, especially in this performance, like he is having the time of his life. He really feels like he is just dominating the crowd, the ice, the performance. The performance and the music remind me of him, you know, a rough and tumble country boy. And the outfit could be better, kind of giving Nathan Chen vibes, and those are not the vibes we want to give in an Olympic year. But besides that, he was great. He was fantastic. He deserves the lead. And I believe, actually, that it's not even just him that got the lead. Wait a damn minute, I remember this. He ended up tying with Jason Brown. He ended up tying with my baby Jason Brown, which is hilarious because they have such opposite aesthetics on the ice. And I think they broke the tie. I don't remember in favor of who. I think they might have broken the tie in favor of Keegan or something. Honestly, I didn't even know that they broke the tie or what. But he made a comment about the fact that they were tied and that somehow they couldn't both be in first. One had to be second. Because technically Jason Brown was second for whatever reason. Keegan Messing states, I personally feel that with the new system, the tiebreaker should be done away with. We tied to the 100th of a point. We should both have number one by our names. Why tie break such a rare occurrence? So yeah, he got first and Jason Brown got second, even though they have the exact same score of 92.39, which is honestly amazing that happened. And I think I agree with him. Then we move on to pairs. And the only two people of interest for me were to see Radford and James, and then the Tuberideze team. And Radford and James, they're doing something. Like, it doesn't look like anything different. It doesn't look like they're breaking boundaries. It looks like a team who's still trying to figure themselves out with each other. And their throws are still shaky. They don't really have a connection, which is hard to get for a new team. But, you know, they still decided to go forth on an Olympic year like that. And yeah, I really don't have much to say besides the fact that they were here and they ended up third at the end of the first day for the short programs. And then we have Mishina and Galiamov second, who nobody's really surprised that they did well. And the Tuberideze team is still leading the way. Tarasov and Morozov, whose throws actually look better, and the Tuberideze effect is in full force because they are leading this, and I'm not surprised that if they win tomorrow or whenever the next competition is, if they win the whole Finlandia Trophy for pairs, I would not be surprised. This might seal the deal and make them the front runners, all because they have 25 million coaches. They really do have like an army of coaches. How many people does it take to make you skate? And they have the Crustoni and the Tuberideze behind them, which is honestly a force in and of itself without 25 hands in the freaking kitchen. And yeah, so that was Finlandia Trophy Day 1. I'm gonna finish my thoughts later on. I just really want to upload a video. Also, thank you to all the people, all of a sudden, like in the last 2 days. A bunch of guys have bought the I Will Cut You shirt. If you want those are available in my merch store. Maybe soon enough we'll get a Coastal Depression shirt. Hopefully not. And as always, shout out to Natalia, Leslie, Scotty, and Timothy. If you want the merch store, it's down there. If you want my Twitter, it's also down there. If you want to support me, the Patreon is on there. And as always, I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.